anytime you can, get a win against another top team in the conference, the division, the league, feels good. So, good team win overall. A lot of different guys contributed, and gotta be happy with that one.
What do you think clicked for you guys in the fourth quarter, and what does it say about this team that with Giannis playing like that and them taking a lead in the fourth, you guys were still able to come together and get it done?
Yeah, we just had to get stops. We figured it out however we could down the stretch, and we had to stop fouling. That guy's tough for anybody to guard. Shot 18 free throws tonight, only missed 2. Like, when he's doing that, it's tough out for anybody. But we dug down and figured it out defensively, and then offensively that allowed us to play a little more up-tempo, play a little more our game offensively, and we just made timely buckets.
Maybe Ben's best ever game on both ends. What did you think of what he did for you guys today?
I thought he was great for us. Thought he was great. He's just playing the right way right now, figuring it out. That's the biggest thing. 11 rebounds is big, especially against a team like that who rebounds so well. I thought he was just letting the game come to him and playing the right way. And, we talked about going from first year to second year is not easy. It's so many different things being thrown at you, second-guessing everything. You're thinking about everything too much. I think the last couple of games he just went out there and played basketball. It's been really good for us.
How close to the best this team has ever played with you on it do you think this team is right now?
I would say we're playing really well right now. I felt like maybe last year around New Year's Eve was probably we were really going right there. But I feel like we're handling things the right way. Everybody's contributing. We probably have, truthfully, the best bench in the NBA right now, and we're doing a good job starting quarters, ending quarters, and just figuring out ways to win. So we're rolling right now. This could very well be the best that we've played since I got here.
You kind of touched on this already, but what did it take just to sustain, I guess, when Giannis was kind of just backing people down for a while, and it obviously takes you guys out of your tempo in the way that you wanted to play? I mean, what did you guys have to do just to keep looking at it and say, hey, we're still in this thing, we can regain control of this?
Yeah, just playing Pacers basketball. I mean, they're tough to guard, but we're tough to guard too, And so, for a minute there, I just felt like we were trading buckets for the majority of the game. And ultimately, it comes down to who can get enough stops at the right time, who can get 2 stops in a row, 3 stops in a row at the end of games. That's every NBA game for the most part, who can get enough stops down the stretch. So, I just thought we figured it out. And like I said, they're tough to guard, but we're really tough to guard too.
That you obviously get the big start in the first quarter, with the threes to create a lead in the first place. I mean, when you guys are putting those kinds of quarters together, I mean, just what do you think is bringing that? What is making that work at that kind of level when you're hitting those kind of shots?
I just felt like we were really good defensively, getting enough stops and getting out and running, forced them to play zone, which was good for them tonight. They really got back in the game by getting in the zone and switching it up, kind of slowing us down a little bit. We weren't making enough shots. I mean, we were shooting like 45% from 3 at halftime, but still not making it. We were getting a lot of good, easy looks that we feel like we should have made more. So, I think we just need to keep playing the right way, getting shots we want, which we were able to tonight, and understanding like no matter who's in front of us, we can get any shot that we want for the most part, and just knocking them down.
Did I hear correctly that this is the first time you've beat them?
Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
Finally, it was like they won. We beat them last year, but I didn't play, so I don't count that. But yeah, it feels good to be out there for a win. My brothers are diehard Bucks fans growing up, so I'm gonna text them after the game for sure. But anytime you get to play against the home team, whether it's here, at home, it's a special game because you grew up watching them. So, it's cool to see the Bucks be this good because when I was little, I had like Michael Redd and Andrew Bogut, but they weren't that good, So it's cool to see home team be good, and it's awesome to be out here competing with them.
You mentioned the zone defense they went out with a few times during that game. How does that change kind of how you guys approach the offense and what you guys are able to do on that end?
Yeah, I think that, we run a lot of high pick and roll regardless if you're in zone or if you're not. And I thought that Buddy especially got a lot of looks that we felt were really good for him. Buddy Hield's like one of the best shooters to ever play the game of basketball. And in the last 2 games, I think he's like 4 for 23. So it's just been a couple of those nights. But we feel really good about those shots. And I have no doubt that next game he's going to start getting it going. But we felt really good about the shots we were getting. But I think when you're playing a team that's in zone, it's like they're able to set their defense. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of long, length guys out there. Giannis, obviously, really tall, long. Brooke, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. So there's a lot of length on the floor for them, and it works for them, and it's good for them. It slows us down. We honestly probably expect to see that more moving forward because teams don't want to guard us in transition, and we're a tough guard for anybody in man-to-man. So we'll see more zone moving forward, and we'll just figure it out. But like I said, I felt like we got a lot of looks that we felt good about, and but I got to rewatch the film and see how I felt about our shot profile against the zone.
What's the overall experience been this week? It's obviously a rare 5 games, 7 nights, but the fact that they're all been at home, has it been easier without the travel? Just kind of your thoughts on the experience of the 5 games and 7 nights.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for everybody. It's good for everybody. I think everybody's comfortable being home. Friends and family are here. So, anytime you get 5 home games in a row, it feels really good. It's probably, I don't even know, probably the longest home stretch of the season for us. So, I felt like we came out of it well. We all feel like we should probably be 8-1 right now. We feel like we let 2 get away from us. But, you can't look back. You know what I mean? You got to keep moving forward. And we feel good about where we're at. We're going to play Philly. Another, we got 2 games there. It's, after the first game, really be able to scout them, and they'll be able to scout us really well. And the second game's an in-season tournament game. So we feel good about where we're at right now. And it'll be exciting to play on the road. I enjoy playing on the road, honestly. So I'm looking forward to it.
You've talked about how good you think this team can be. A win like that, does it feel good or mean anything more to prove it in this game like that?
I don't think so. I think just in the moment, we feel like we can compete with anybody on any given night. Doesn't matter who it is. So that's a good outing for us, a good win. I think any win feels good. Doesn't matter if it was beating San Antonio or beating Milwaukee tonight. I think it feels – it's a division opponent, a conference team. That feels good. But I think you feel good about either of those games, and you just keep moving forward and playing the right way and playing Pacers basketball because it doesn't matter who we play on a nightly basis. We feel like, we can win. So definitely feel good about it.
Ben, how did that one feel to get a win like that?
It was fun. We were up, I think, 18 in the first quarter, and we were down. They made a run, and we were able to finish the game.
Guarding Giannis late, you dug in, made a few key stops for your team. What did those possessions mean to you as you've talked so much about growing on the defensive end?
It was big. That's the main thing I've been working on the whole summer. Guarding the best player on the other team. So it was great. It was great to have a couple stops.
Did this feel like the best game you've ever played in the NBA?
Nah.
What would you put over it?
I had a couple games. It's not even about stats. Me scoring 26 or grabbing 11 rebounds. But seriously. It was fun. It was really fun tonight. We were able to get the win, and that's the most important thing.
I wanted to ask you about 2 of those stops you had on Giannis. Like I know there was the one time I think you had him he had you on the right block, posting you up, and I think you managed to kind of, knock the ball loose, get a block. I don't know if it was a block or a steal, but knock it out of his hands. I guess just what are you trying to do there when he's posting you up? What's kind of key in your mind there? As far as what not to let him do, I guess, and how did you manage to just make that play?
Well, pretty much. I know if he gets to the middle, it's easy for him to shoot over me. He's like 7 feet, but the main thing for me was just to keep him in front. I'm strong enough to keep him in front of me down below. So just force him to take a shot over me and just stay in front of him.
And what happened on the other one? You had a strip, I think, in the middle of the paint. What kind of happened on that play? Was that your assignment on that play? Did you catch him on a switch? Just how did you end up on him in the first place, and how did you manage to get the ball loose from him?
Just play hard.
How much momentum do you think you're picking up offensively? It seems like the last couple games you're playing your game offensively as far as attacking, making shots. Just what's just sort of coming together on the offensive end?
Like you said, just being me. I had a tough start, the season, and I'm looking forward to, I'm gonna have bad games. We have such a long season, but the main thing for me is just to be myself, every single day. The main thing for us as a team is to win, and I'm willing to do everything, for in order for us to win.
What you mentioned the glass, 18 rebounds or 11 rebounds. I'm sorry, I think you had 9 last night, so 20 in 2 games. How much do you think that's fueling a lot of other things, that you're crashing, you're getting some easy buckets that way, you're maintaining some possessions? What do you think you're doing well on that end, and how do you think that's helping your overall around game and the team's overall game?
We're a better team when I crash. Just trying to have an impact. If I score, if I don't score, I'm just trying to have an impact.
Just for you guys collectively, I guess when Giannis has a quarter like that in the third, when it just seems like he was just able to kind of take it down low and just sort of pound on guys, what did you guys have to do to kind of sustain and just keep in mind, okay, you know, they haven't taken control of this, we're close. What did you guys kind of do to kind of keep together during that period?
We just gotta adjust. We have to adjust. We have to contain. We have to be in the gaps, you know, and not let them, you know, get all the way to the rim. And you know, we were able to, you know, to figure it out. It was kind of late in the game, but it was quick enough for us to win the game.
Ben, what do you just think of the level that your team is playing at right now?
I mean, we are doing pretty good. You know, I mean, we have a lot of guys on this team, you know, who can go ahead and get 20. You know, we got a lot of guys who can go ahead and get 10 rebounds. So I feel like we have a lot of depth on our team, and you know, that's really a blessing. And you know, everything was clicking. You know, we were in the first quarter making a lot of shots, and you know, we were able to get a lot of stops in the fourth.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Rick, how does a win like that at the end of a 5-7 stand feel?
Feels good. This is a hard stretch of games. You know, playing 5 in a row at home in this period of time is really difficult. It's just for a lot of reasons, but you know, winning 4 of the 5 is a really great job. You know, tonight there was a lot of emotions. A very intense game. Crowd was great. You know, obviously we had to deal with a player that was extraordinarily hot and on a roll, and you know, very, very difficult to deal with. And in the last 3 minutes, we did 2 or 3 things defensively that we really haven't worked on this year, and talked about them in a little bit at halftime, but in huddles. And our guys did an amazing job of executing the double teams and the swarming, and it just came down to, you know, whichever team wanted it a little more than the other, and our guys really wanted it, and I know Milwaukee did too.
You talk about that fourth quarter stretch. What did it say about this team that, despite Giannis having the game he was having, you guys were still able to dig in, find a way to get it done at the end?
Well, we have to do it as a complete team. You know, Ty is our all-star. He's our leader. You know, but we are a group that really heavily relies on one another. Tonight, I thought Ty defensively did some really terrific things. I mean, he stood his ground in some switch situations. He came up with loose balls, directed traffic, and you know, without a guy like that, you can't pull off a win like this.
You mentioned last night you thought it was one of the best games he's ever played. Today, similarly terrific on both ends. What did you think of what he did today?
It's almost a mirror image, you know. The numbers are similar. I mean, 11 rebounds, you know, 26 points. You know, Ben Mathurin is taking significant strides each game now, and he's starting to really understand what it means to, you know, have the responsibility of being one of those guys that, you know, that we rely on to score and rely on to be solid defensively and to secure possessions. So I'm real proud of him, you know, because this transition is not easy. It involves a lot of sacrifice. It involves, you know, really having to take a different view of yourself and the game and how you fit into a group of players, you know, that you care about. And he's been tremendous these 2 games.
I do want to stick on him for just 2 plays in particular. I mean, I think it was a block and a steal. I'm not sure how they were each registered, but, you know, he gets Giannis in both of those cases. I mean, just what impressed you about those plays? I mean, does he get switched on there? Did he want that assignment? I mean, just what all did he do well in those spots?
I'd have to look to give you the exact description. In a game like this, there are so many events that happen so quickly that you're going to find yourself in the middle of something sooner than later. And you know, like Ben held his own very well. Again, the scrambling in the last 3 minutes was next level for us. now we're going into Philadelphia, and we're going to have to deal with Joel, and it's a similar type of dominant player that we're going to have to do some different things with. But Ben's follow dunk during the comeback. There were a couple other plays where it was just a sheer force of will to come up with the ball. There was the and one late, all those things, and you don't win the game without it.
You mentioned all the scrambling. Obviously, you have periods where you've got two bigs, where Daniel Tice is in the game for the first time all year.
Yeah, and listen, I got to tell you, Tice, you can't say enough about what a pro he is. He went into one of the most difficult situations guarding a guy that had 40 points or something like that, and held his own and helped us get some things loosened up on offense too with his field knowledge of the game. He dunked the ball one time, and then he got tired pretty fast because he hadn't been playing in games, but he's been working to stay ready, and he helped us win that game tonight as much as anybody because we were running out of players. I mean the whistle, the whistle just kept blowing.
That was kind of my question. Like, what was it like to kind of just have to adjust to figure out how you're going to deal with this guy? Obviously, what Giannis is going to be, but when he's having a stretch like that where he's just sort of pounding people in there, he's drawing fouls on everybody. What was it like just kind of come up with plans on the fly in that? What's the just challenge like as a coach on the floor when somebody's doing something like that and you got to figure out how to stop it?
Well, we talked about one scenario where we would trap him in the backcourt. We did that a couple times. And then, it was most of the other stuff was going down in timeouts. But guys were very attentive, really, really keyed into what was going on. And we executed about as well as you could and really just created some chaos defensively. And, with great players like Giannis, there's really no other way. You've got to, at some point, take some real risks. Otherwise, he's going to end up with 60. And they're going to end up with a 10-point win, But once again, the crowd was really tremendous, just spectacular, and very fortunate to get the win.
So what does this say for this group's ability to sustain? I guess when a guy's doing something like that, and this, they never let it get away from them. Just what does it say for your guys and how they kind of bear down and took every adjustment?
Well, look, every win is a great win. The last couple of games we've had significant leads that have gotten away from us. At the beginning, we were 7-0 against Utah. They call timeout and they go 12-0 on us. I mean, we got to become a team that can brace and not allow that to happen. Tonight we had an 18-point lead in the first half. I don't know that we relaxed, but they just kept putting the ball in Giannis's hands, and so in that situation, we've got to find a way to try to sustain, knowing that it's the NBA and 20-point leads are like nothing anymore, But the only way you really grow as a team in this league is to be battle-tested under some tough circumstances. And tonight there were some very tough circumstances, and our guys did a tremendous job of, their collective will. And hanging in there. Nobody ever dropped their head. Everybody stayed positive. And it was all about finding a way to get the next stop, the next score, or winning the game.
You saw a lot of zone defense from the Bucks today. Tyrese Haliburton just said he expects you guys will see a lot more of that this season. How do you kind of deal with that and handle that when you guys obviously want to get out and run and transition as much as possible?
Well, a zone only happens when you're not getting stops. There's no one in this league that is setting up in a zone defense after they miss, unless the other team's just walking it up. And so that's going to come down to stops. And look, I hope we see zone a ton, because before tonight we were shredding zones, and because we have players that understand how to attack it, and we have the shooting. So, zone doesn't bother me one bit. They got hot with it. We missed shots. Probably could have attacked the paint a little bit better. But a game like this, it's all about knowing that there's going to be a bunch of obstacles when they got two players like Giannis and Middleton, and just, you know, holding the fort and finding a way, and that's what we did.
In the fourth quarter, where things were starting to look maybe a little bleak, you're down by 10, and then just a dramatic turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
What flipped from there?
Well, we just stayed together. I mean, they want to run. Basketball's a game of runs. We stayed together. We fought, rebounded the ball, got some stops, got some key turnovers, and just played our game.
Are you impressed with this group's ability to do that, especially considering you have some new players? There haven't been a ton of court time together, yet you have a moment like tonight?
Impressed? No, we'll go for it. We're good. I mean, yeah, we're a new group, but we're learning. They had a whole season to learn last year, and now we're in a new season trying to make the playoffs. So this is a playoffs atmosphere out there. So we're looking forward to every games like this.
For large stretches of this one, it was really tough to slow down Giannis. He finishes with 54 points, but in the last 3 to 4 minutes, you guys did get those stops. I know you were trying to throw him different looks, but what ultimately made the difference?
I think us just guarding him with 5 people. He got a little tired, so we started picking him up full, denying him the ball, having other players make plays, and that helped us tonight.
Been a special couple of games and close for Bennedict Mathurin.
Yes, sir.
Here. What do you think of his play?
Great. He's finding his groove. He's being aggressive. At first, I feel at the beginning of the season he was trying to show he could pass the ball, but that's not his strength. He's a great scorer in this league, and then when he needs to pass the ball, he can pass the ball. We're living and dying with his shots, so we want him to be aggressive and score the ball.
5-game homestand. Any significance to being able to finish it at 4-1 here?
Oh, that's great. To take care of home in front of these fans. I mean, it was electric in there tonight. So now we're on the road and got to still 2 wins in Philly.
In a 7-day stretch, you're on a back-to-back. What do you think enabled this team to have enough juice to pull this one out down the stretch?
I think the will to win, desire to win. I think the coaching staff has done a great job just keeping everybody ready. Tyrese being Tyrese, stepping up, getting back.
You guys are going to have it night in, night out. Your shot wasn't falling tonight. You found other ways to affect the game, but it seems like there's always 2 or 3 guys that are there to step up regardless.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can't worry about that. You know, law of average always plays itself out, but you know, just playing with a great group of guys, the ball always finds energy, and you know, we have a great point guard that makes the right play all the time that we trust, and a great head coach that makes the right call and keep the right guys out there. So you know, we're an excited group to watch. You know, we had a great start, but now we just got to stay humble, keep working hard. You know, you can't celebrate this one. You just got to put our head down and learn from our mistakes that we, you know, guard Giannis. He's still at 50. We got to figure out right next time we can slow him down. But you know, great team win, and we just got to keep moving.
What did you think of the poise of this group to be able to withstand a night like that from Giannis, to be able to trail by 10 in the fourth quarter and to still come out of it victorious?
You know, Warren Trent, you know, 10 points not enough in this league. You know, to any NBA team, but I think that we're confident, and we know that we can win. We think that we can win any game. So just got to keep playing together and lock on the defense and play to our strengths.
Any initial thoughts in the direction of Philadelphia? You've got 2 straight coming up.
Watch film, take one game at a time, and try to win the first one, and then win the next one.